8:45. Now, I must share this story with you. When I first became a mum, I had no idea just how much it was, entailed in terms of reception teachers and all of the support that comes around your child when they start school. And so I just wanted to buy an array of gifts to say thank you to the teachers. And then I remember on the last day of school term, all of these various gift bags and thinking, oh gosh, everyone's got the same idea. So what do you do as it is now nearly the end of school year? And you might be in that dilemma yourself, deciding whether to buy a thank you gift for a teacher. It's become quite the thing. I've always loved a good mug, I'll be honest with you. But then how many cups and how many mugs or glasses can a teacher need? So what should you get? And of course, how much should you be spending alongside that? Well, we have been speaking to teachers to find out what end of year presents they've been given, but also the ones that have meant the most to them.
I got given like a placemat from a child who wrote on it, "You're my favourite teacher because you smell nice, dress nicely and give good cuddles."
Just little ornaments, personalised things again. These are something that, you do treasure them.
I just think it's about the words in cards and special handmade gifts that mean a lot.
There's so much more value in what people say to you than any material gift.
Make a homemade card, take a little bit of time into it, show what you've learnt this year, and that's what means the most.
Yeah, I think that's what that's what I would say be my top tip as a mum is now I get my darling Tyra in the weeks leading up to the end of school to create her own thank you cards. So she makes them herself, designs them herself. There's an array of glitter and stickers and goodness knows what else that goes into those. This year, on a personal note, as I have been sharing with many of you on Radio London, sadly my mother-in-law died just over 6 weeks ago, and actually the school has been fantastic, as have the teachers. And so personally from myself, I've also decided to write some handwritten notes that I want to give to teachers that, have just stopped to talk to me, to ask me how my day is, to find out how everything is going since grandmum's passed. And it really does, honestly. If you're a parent, you'll already know this. It really makes such a difference, when you have those teachers that care, that really go the extra mile, and all of them do. And so for many of us, we want to find the right way to say thank you. And I've always found actually a handwritten note is definitely the best. But if you've got any top ideas, I'd like to hear from you. 81333, start the message with London. Is it maybe a new tradition you've decided to opt out of and you're all going to put money in and to give like one gift? I know a lot of parents now do that as well, or you're getting a gift for your child's teacher. I'm joined on the line now with Suzanne Pearson, who's psychologist and director of Sharing Parenting. Great to have you on Radio London. Suzanne, firstly, what's your thoughts on all of this then? Thank you gifts for teachers. What do you think?
I think a thank you gift for a teacher ticks a lot of boxes. It's a nice way to show the teacher they were appreciated, that their work was appreciated, but also it's an opportunity to have discussions with your child and around really what it means to give a gift, around thinking about their year at school and what it meant to be in the classroom. I think it can really be a teaching and learning opportunity. I mean, parents have enough to do, but just 10 minutes just saying to your child, well, what would you like to do for your teacher? How do you think your teacher might feel receiving a gift or a homemade card is what you talked about earlier. Yeah. Building empathy, looking a little bit, get your child to reflect on their year. So I think it ticks a lot of boxes, and it doesn't have to be big because it's about gratitude. Yeah.
That's a wonderful way to look at it, actually, the way that you say, Suzanne, around using it as a teaching moment for your child. The other side of that coin, though, is that gifting has become a little bit competitive, hasn't it, between parents? What's your thoughts?
I think there's two thoughts. I think it's always dangerous, whatever parenting you're doing, it's always dangerous comparing yourself to other people, because as soon as you start comparing yourself to other people, you get into another realm, which is not about you genuinely wanting to do something for that teacher, you genuinely want to thank them. So you're then looking at competition. So I don't think it's useful for anyone. I think if you start hearing thoughts in your head saying, well, they'll get something bigger or better than me. I think you should squash those thoughts and just say, no, I want the teacher to know I'm grateful and this is how I'm going to do it. I mean, to be honest, I've been speaking to a few teachers before this just to get their thoughts. And the teachers I've been speaking to recently, just where we are, it seems that they do a collection at school where every parent anonymously puts £2 or £3 into a box, and then that money is split into gift vouchers between the teacher and the teaching assistants. And then what happens next is the children then give their own individual cards, which they write in. I think that seems a better idea.
Yeah, that is a wonderful way of doing things. Also, tell us a little bit more about sharing parenting and the work that you do.
Well, we're really about raising children's self-esteem and resilience and providing workshops, one-to-one support. We also have a whole load of free resources on our website, sharingparenting.com, around tips for the summer holidays, free activities for the summer holidays, as well as a whole load of short videos on dealing with sibling rivalry, raising self-esteem. So there's a lot of free resources, and everything we've done for parents, we've been going for around 20 years, has really been free to parents. But on the flip side, we've also trained a whole load of professionals on the psychology of parenting, the psychology of behaviour. One of the things that I'd just like to say is when you give a card, one of the things we advocate is the 4 C's. The 4 C's. And giving a little card to a teacher and getting the child to think about what it meant to be in the class and what was good about it, you're building and really cementing that feeling of connection. And if they sign a card or even write a little message on really reflecting on their thoughts, that's you helping them feel capable. That's your second C, connection and capable. And then they're saying their opinion and their views. You're helping them feel they count. And then actually giving the card is courage, having the courage to give. And so that whole gratitude and that little task of writing a card, thinking about the school year, thinking about your classmates and your teachers, that's all really putting a real notch in your child's resilience and self-esteem. So don't underestimate, it's not just about giving, it's really about learning for your child as well.
It's so wonderful the way that you put this, and I think this is going to hopefully inspire all of us, myself included, to do more with your child, to get involved with these activities, to encourage, especially through learning of doing things like gifting. How can people get more details for sharing parenting then?
I think the best thing to do is go on the website, sharingparenting.com, and just have a look at resources for parents. And just choose one thing, self-esteem, dealing with anger, dealing with sibling rivalry, communication, and just have a wee look at them. Everything's quite short and everything's free, or free activities for the summer holidays.
Oh, wonderful. We'll all be needing that, especially as we head into the summer holidays. Pleasure having you on Radio London. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, Suzanne.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much.
Oh, what a pleasure.
Oh,
absolutely. Good luck to everyone as well. Suzanne Pearson, their psychologist and director of Sharing Parenting, which delivers programmes but also workshops for parents and professionals right across the country and overseas. If you would like more details, as Suzanne mentioned, it's sharingparenting.com, and it's also the same on social media, so Sharing Parenting.